Okay, so we've just come out of a very wet and damp Goodison Park for the very last time here at Everton, and honest to God, it's just been as bad as it can possibly be. I'm going to give you my thoughts in a minute, but I'm going to give my first reaction over to the gaffer here. Chris, thoughts?
I'm pretty lost for words, really. I think that's probably our worst performance of the season. And after watching that match on Saturday, I didn't think we could be any worse, but we were. Every time the ball's gone in the box, they've scored a goal, haven't they? Every time a cross comes in, we just can't seem to head it or get it away.
Set pieces, every set piece.
And what is that goalie doing in goal? He's shot, mate. His confidence is gone.
Jack?
Yeah, a bit like Chris, lost for words. I mean, it was a dreadful performance. We started off the first 5-8 minutes and we looked positive. We were definitely the better team, but as soon as their first goal went in, it fell apart, and I think we lost our battles all over the pitch. Yeah, I don't think they just seemed like they had loads more space, loads more time. Yeah, it was just dreadful. We can't defend. Every time the ball come in the box, I mean, I think they scored 6 goals off set pieces. 2 of them were disallowed, but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been an unfair scoreline for them to have had 6 or 7. It was shocking.
Absolutely. Wouldn't have been an unfair scoreline for have had 6 or 7. They had 2 goals disallowed. They had a couple more scrambled away. They missed 2 sitters as well. You know, I'm really, really, really fed up. You do try to always look on the positives. You try to look at the stuff and all of that. But he has got to go. He should have been sacked at half-time. It was that bad. I don't want to say anything about his personality or anything like this, but I want to talk about the press conference first of all. The press conference it's just, there's nothing there every time he does it. He was asked a question in the press conference before this game about how the fans feel about his job, and his answer is, I have 0 concerns about my future as a coach. Basically saying to me, reading between the lines, I'll get another job somewhere. It won't be in the Premier League, Gary O'Neill, and one day maybe you will manage again in the Premier League, but it's not going to be for a very, very long time, I don't think. At the end of the day, we look like a team that had just turned up tonight for the first time and met each other and gone on the pitch. What sort of identity has this team got? What sort of structure has it got? Everton were a team that hadn't scored a goal for 4 games. 4 games. And they could have had 8. They could have had 9. It was that bad. It was absolutely shocking. It's disgusting. And it's just not good enough. You know, the fans, again, they pay their money. They travel. They come straight from work to come to watch that. And you know, they pay respect to the players. The players have come over tonight at the end. They've clapped. Kuna has given everything. You know, the players have. It can't be on the players. We have got so much ability, so much talent on that pitch, and he's not getting anything out of them. We're getting worse. We're getting worse. Shocking. Dawson has turned into, I don't know what. You know, he was a great defender. What's going on? He's playing Lamina at the back again. He's got Totti on the bench. He's bringing him on. He brings on Wang again for the South Korean audience when he's, you know, Sarabia can't even get on the bench. I could go on and on and on and on. I wanted a manager at a press conference to have a bit of passion. When he's asked about that team at the press conference, I want him to say he's hurting. I want him to say he believes in this team. I want him to say that he's fighting, but it's not. It's like, well, I'm not really worried about my future as a coach. And I'm telling you right now, and I'm like an ultra positive guy, I really am, but like, it cannot go on. The board have got to have some gall. I won't swear at them, say the B word. They've got to make a decision, and they've got to make it tonight. It's enough. Enough is enough. The fans have had enough. We've been moved forward by the producer. Enough is enough. And if they don't make a decision tonight, it's on the board. It's on the board. Chris?
Absolutely agree with every word you've said. You know, they're not winning their battles. As Jack said, every match, every challenge you went in for tonight, they come second, didn't they?
Look at Everton. Everton tonight, they played with fight, they played with passion, they played with energy, they pressed us, they believed, they fought for everything, they deserved everything. They earned that right to win. They were everything we wasn't, and this is a team that was like, can't score, and they look like they could score 10.
It is depressing, isn't it, really? You know, we deserve better, don't we? And, you know, all these thousands of fans that, as you say, come to the matches, have the afternoon off work or whatever, you know, to come and watch that.
It's not acceptable, Jack, is it?
No, again, Dave, agree with everything you've just said. Credit to Everton. They turned up tonight. It was a big game. Before the game, in my eyes, it was a 50-50. It was two teams down there. It was a massive game, and they've turned up. And as you just said, they were everything you want to see from your team. They were up for it. They were way more up for it than our boys.
They wanted more than we did, didn't they?
You could tell, yeah.
Yeah. On like Dawson, I've always been a fan. He's been a solid defender. Like, I've always been a fan of him throughout his whole career as a defender. And tonight he just looked all at sea. Like the penalty, the short pass he gave to Sarr the weekend for the penalty against Bournemouth. He did it again tonight a couple of times.
In the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that, I mean, unlike you boys, I'm not there every week. So it's the first game I've seen live. I've only been seeing highlights, and it's probably the worst performance I've seen from Wolves for a long, long time.
A long, long time. Look, we're going to do the performance rating and all that, and then we're going to have some final thoughts. Have you got a LEAMORE Windows Man of the Match and a Fox at Shipley performance rating tonight?
Performance rating is 1 out of 10 for putting the strips on.
Yeah.
Man of the match, I think, is probably Coonan, because he was giving 100% and still trying to score at the end of the game. Andre was doing all right for me. He played all right, but I don't know what Lamina's doing. And Craig Dawson, that's the worst I've ever seen him play.
How about your Parkside dental care moment that made you smile tonight, mate?
When the ref blew the final whistle, I think.
Good answer. Jack, man of the match, performance rating, what made you smile?
Performance rating, probably like a 2-3. I think a few of them were at least trying, so I'll give them a little bit for that. Man of the match, no one stands out. Cunha, Andre, Gomez, I thought put the most effort in, and they were battling. And then the moment that made me smile, probably all the songs coming from our away fans, hearing some of the old chants and that. So yeah, unfortunately, if that's what's making you smile, it's not a good afternoon, is it? So
it certainly isn't. And I tell you what, look, my man of the match, the fans, for that exact reason, the fans, because it's gallows humour, and I'm going to give, that's also the moment that made me smile, going through the old repertoire, singing Nuno Had a Dream, all the old songs going way, way back. You know, when you're singing Gallows Junior and you've got 4 minutes to go of injury time, losing 4-0, and you're singing we're going to win 5-4, and we're singing we've lost the ball, then we got the ball back, we've got the ball. That's how we're amusing ourselves. That's how bad it is. And in terms of performance rating, absolute 0. It's a 0. You cannot give anything for that. There are certain players on there, you know, you can't say they're not trying, because they were trying. But, like, there's no cohesive unit. There is not a team of players. They are a bunch of fantastic individuals. And we need a manager. And if the board, Jeff, is listening to all of the fans, we need a manager, not a cheap option. We need a manager with some gravitas. Some of these players have played for some. Who are some of these managers that they've played for? Some quality top managers. We need a manager with some gravitas. And for me, it's Conceição from the ex-Porto manager. That's who I'd like to see. Build your bridges with Mendes. Sort it out. Get him in. Because I'll tell you what, if you don't, we're going to go down. Stop trying to penny pinch or anything like that. Spend the money, and we need to be big in the transfer window in January as well. What are your thoughts tonight? Final words?
I'm honestly lost for words. It was just a dreadful game. I'd say dreadful game on our half. Like I say, give Everton credit. Yes, something's got to change, and unfortunately, he's absolutely got to go.
Out of darkness cometh light. We shall overcome.
Yeah, we'll keep that gold flag flying. Out of darkness, it's a very dark night. There has to be a new dawn. Action has to be taken. Every fan can see it. If the board can't see that tonight and do not make action and make that decision tonight, the fans are going to turn more so on the board. You've got to make the decision. Unfortunately, you've got to do it. You've got to do it for the greater good, and the fans will be expecting action. And if you don't, it's going to get worse. These performances are unacceptable. It's getting worse. The credit's gone, and gone, sadly for him, although he's probably going to get his little sit back and his payoff, he's going to be gone. Let's get someone in that can really take this team places.
Gon's gone.
Gone has gone. Anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Yeah, let's see what happens over the next 28 hours, 24 hours, 48 hours, because next up it's West Ham. So that's going to be fun. Until the next one, leave your thoughts. Always Wolves.